fantasy football season approaching, after doing mock drafts from 1 to 12 and breakdowns on Yahoo Sports and also Yahoo Sports Great Values, I did some research, went on ESPN, did a couple mocks on there, and these are the best values on ESPN right now going into the fantasy football season. As the drafts approach in the next few weeks, Chase Brown, what an option he is on ESPN, where in Yahoo he's ranked 23rd overall going into the season. And now with Zach Moss not there anymore and injured, Chase Brown, second half of the year, we saw him get a big workload and one of the better receiving backs in all pro football. So last season, 229 rush attempts, 990 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns, 54 catches, 360 receiving yards. So Brown showed he could do a little bit of everything. And like I said, his ranking is very good on Yahoo Sports, but then on ESPN, where I did more digging in a couple mock drafts, like I said, Chase Brown, he's at a great discount right now on ESPN. 35 overall is ADP, is number 12 ranked at the position, even though I have him number 11 at the position. But Chase Brown, like I said, he's right there in that 8 to 11 range, I think, at the position, but also as well to be 35 ADP wise, that's a low number for Chase Brown. So you're saying you could get a running back like this in the third round, where on Yahoo Sports and other platforms, he's going early second to mid-second round range is Chase Brown. So like I said, in a great offense, good receiver out of the backfield, no competition. He's a steal, in my opinion, on ESPN. Value and steal on ESPN's Breece Hall. He was a steal on Yahoo as well, but even worse, on ESPN, they're ranking him 54th overall ADP-wise. He's going in number 18 at the position. So Breece Hall, I know it was a little bit of a down year last year. He didn't get 1,000 yards. I know Justin Fields is the quarterback where that could hurt just a bit with his running ability, but Breece Hall, contract year, catch the football out of the backfield. He could go out there and make plays. And like I said, if you're getting him in that 4th, 5th round range, he's a steal in my opinion. Where on Yahoo, end of the 3rd, 4th round, he's going is Breece Hall. Like I said, last season it was a little bit of a down year, but still 57 catches, 483 yards is nothing to snuff at from a back out of the backfield. And 876 yards on the ground with 5 touchdowns. So he still had a 1,300 yard total season was Breece Hall with 8 total touchdowns. I think this season he's going to be more focused. He's going to go out there. He's going to get things going. And like I said, I think he should be a late 2nd, early 3rd rounder. I would take Breece Hall, but right here on ESPN, he's going late 4th, 5th round range in most fantasy drafts. Then the next player, Kenneth Walker, on both platforms, I think he's undervalued, is Kenneth Walker, where he's a running back that has that home run ability and big play potential is Kenneth Walker. So right now on ESPN for Kenneth Walker, 43.5 is his 80. Kenneth Walker within my top 20 at the running back position. We know he's got the home run ability. We know he's a down back, catch the football out of the backfield. And like I said, some of these rankings on ESPN, running backs are dropping left and right. And hey, if I'm in a real draft and these guys really drop like that, it would be great. But obviously most people don't think Kenneth Walker is a 4th, early 5th round pick. So last season, I know he was injured, but he had 573 on the ground, 7 rushing touchdowns and 46 catches for 300 yards and a touchdown. So another great value is Kenneth Walker. And I believe this season he could be a league winner at the running back position. So 43.5 ADP-wise and 29 ranked on the position on ESPN. That's just a little outrageous to me with Kenneth Walker, like I said. But hey, if I was on that platform and I could get a discount and a bargain for Walker, you'd take that every time. Next play is another back, David Montgomery of the Detroit Lions, 72.3 ADP-wise. He is on ESPN, which I just don't buy it. David Montgomery, I know he might take a little bit more of a backseat this season in Detroit behind Jahmyr Gibbs after he had the monster second year of his career. But Montgomery's still going to get goal line. He's still going to get 200-plus touches. And he's a decent receiver out of the backfield as well as Montgomery. Last season, double-digit touchdowns. And I don't think they're going to get away from the game plan is this Detroit Lion team. Obviously, I know Ben Johnson's out, his offensive coordinator and the head coach of the Bears, but Montgomery still could produce and put up numbers. And last season, 185 carries, 775 on the ground, 12 touchdowns, 36 catches, 341 receiving for Montgomery. So like I said, this is the best 1-2 backs on the same team in all the NFL. And like I said, David Montgomery going 6th, 7th round is a steal. Because if I was going into the season and he was my number 2 back on my roster, I wouldn't have a problem with it. He's been solid over seasons, and he's really found the home, obviously, is David Montgomery, Detroit Lion team. So he's a great value, as well as David Montgomery. And the final back that I found is great value. I don't want to, obviously, have this whole video where running back position is Jordan Mason, 142 ADP-wise. Mason, I think he could definitely eat into the workload early and often this season with Aaron Jones. Last year, he filled in well for Christian McCaffrey. Physical back in between the tackles. I know not much out of the backfield catching the football, but we know Aaron Jones, he's been an injury-prone running back throughout his career. So Jordan Mason, I got him 30th overall in my running back position, but I don't think 142nd overall. He's a guy I would take in the top 100 is Jordan Mason. And like I said, with potential, especially if Jones goes down or he don't perform in training camp, where Mason steps up and could play more. I like Mason a lot this season as a late round flyer in that 9th, 10th round, but not to go 140 ADP wise. So it's a great value to get him on ESPN. And last year, like I said, he did well, 153 carries, 789 on the ground, 3 touchdowns, 11 catches, 91 yards. Like I said, not much of a receiver, but I believe he's going to get a decent amount of work and get some chances in this backfield because they traded decent draft capital to get Mason on this team. Now to wide receivers that are underrated, great value. Nico Collins, his ADP is 16 on ESPN, where on Yahoo he's going as high as number 7 overall. And in my rankings, he's number 10 overall. So right now, Nico Collins, he was great last season. He was great 2 years ago. And over there's not much going on in the receiving room where he's going to be peppered with targets early and often is Nico Collins. I know last season he had the injury, but coming into training camp, he's fine. And him and CJ Stroud have a great rapport, so to be 16 ADP-wise is just outrageous, I think, and a great value. Last year, even missing 4 games, he still had 68 grabs, 1,006 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns on 99 targets. And Nico Collins, one of the better receivers in the league. And like I said, on Yahoo, he's going in that 7 to 10 range, where on ESPN, he's going 16th ADP-wise, which is just a great value for Nico Collins. Next player, Ladd McConkey of the Los Angeles Chargers. Ladd McConkey, he's in my top 23 range overall going into the season, but on ESPN, he's 32.4 is his ADP. So last season, a great rookie season, especially second half of the year, he broke out. And he's got that breakout speed and game-breaking ability, Ladd McConkey. We saw it in the playoffs, 80-yard-plus touchdown. I know they brought Keenan Allen back a few days ago, was this Charger team, but I don't think he's going to be a threat as the number 1 wide receiver over there in Los Angeles at 33 years old. It's definitely a solid number 2 receiver, and we know Justin Herbert likes his possession receivers. So last year for McConkey, 82 receptions, 1,149 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns on 112 targets. He was a target machine. He's a great route runner. He goes out there and makes plays as Ladd McConkey. And he's someone, like I said, in that top 23 range I would get. But on ESPN, he's a great value going in that late 2nd, 3rd round range, where I think easily he could go early 2nd to mid-2nd on Yahoo Sports and other platforms as Ladd McConkey. Like I said, especially in PPR, he's a guy that could be up for 100 catches this season. The next wide receiver I have is a great value is Devontae Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles. Smith, I know I'm a little bit down on him this season going into the years, Devontae Smith, where last season with Saquon Barkley there, the whole receiving game went down a little bit, and rightfully so in Philadelphia, with Jalen Hurts, a tush push and him rushing, and one of the better backs in the league in Saquon Barkley over the last decade. Devontae Smith, though, great value, 73.3 ADP-wise. I still think he's a 5th, 6th rounder, Devontae Smith. We know he's got big playability, and he's still going to have his pop games here and there. So Devontae Smith's at a good value to get a guy who could be a number 2 wide receiver sometimes, or if he really has a breakout season, could be consistent all season long. So I think ADP-wise for Devontae Smith, 73 is a great number for him, especially on ESPN, and a good value. And last season, like I said, I know he was injured a little bit, had a little bit of a down year, but he's a big playmaking ability. And on Yahoo going into the year, he's ranked 46. So ESPN, he's way down there. And last season, even banged up, he still had 68 grabs, 833 receiving yards, and 8 receiving touchdowns. So I think Devontae Smith, good value once again on ESPN, and someone I definitely would take a shot on this season. And another receiver, Evans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he's ranked 14th at the position going into the year, but 48.1 ADP-wise, where that's just great value. If you're getting Mike Evans close to the 5th round, he's been a 1,000-yard receiver every season in the 11 great seasons of his NFL career. Now with Chris Godwin out, most likely at least the first few weeks of the season, and it's going to take him a little bit to get his legs under him. It's just great value for Evans. Last year he missed 3-4 games, still had 74 catches, 1,004 receiving yards, 11 touchdowns, and I'm bigger on Mike Evans than some experts and other websites because, like I said, consistency's been there every year of his NFL career. The only thing with him is you got to bank on sometimes him getting double-digit touchdowns, but him and Baker have a great rapport. And like I said, to be 48 ADP-wise is just a great number. And the final player I have is a great value on ESPN while going through the rankings and mock drafts is Justin Fields. So Justin Fields, we know, one of the better running quarterbacks in all pro football. And right now, for him to be 126 ADP-wise, that's just great value for Justin Fields. On Yahoo, he's going 7th, 8th round. This is Justin Fields, which I think is obviously pretty solid, I think, for Justin Fields, 7th, 8th round range. Like I said, one of the better running quarterbacks in all the league. I know last season the Steelers held them back a little bit running. They played too conservative. But now the Jets gave him the money, and they're going to tell him, go out there, use your legs, and be a playmaker. So last season, 1,106 pass yards, 5 touchdowns, an interception, 62 rush attempts only, 289 rush yards, but 5 rushing touchdowns and a fumble loss. And then also we know after the first 6-7 weeks, Russell Wilson came back and took the starting job back. But I think with this Jet team, he could have a good year. Garrett Wilson has been a nice wide receiver since he's coming into the league. And you got Breece Hall, good receiving back out of the backfield. So Justin Fields, for him to go 11th, 12th round on ESPN with that ADP is just outrageous, where I think 7th, 8th round is definitely justifiable with his running ability. So that's the top values I found on ESPN entering the 2025 fantasy football season.